It's still dry here officially for the time being, 53 degrees. It's windy yet again today. That's very typical of fall with the contrast of warm and cold temperatures over the region. The next few hours, well, temperatures stay pretty steady here, just kind of bobbling right around 53 degrees, maybe popping up for a little bit before the rain moves in. It stays breezy, and then rain sticks with us through the afternoon, through the evening, and into the overnight before finally tapering off. Should be dry by the time we get to tomorrow morning at morning rush hour, but evening rush hour tonight a little on the wet side. So again, we're watching this rain spread in by about 2 o'clock. It's over the metro and will continue to push through. It does get a little heavier at times through the evening hours, then lightens up overnight. Meanwhile, cold enough to see some snow in North Dakota and maybe even some flakes mixing in into northern Minnesota overnight tonight. Here's what we're talking in terms of the overnight lows tonight. So farmers watching from west central parts of the state, northwestern parts of the state, that's where that frost potential is in, although the rain holding on longer helps to lessen those chance of a frost, even though temperatures are dropping down. Here within the Twin Cities, we're looking to stay within the 40s because of the timing of the rain, because of the timing of the cloud cover. Here's what we have in the 7-day forecast. Friday, a beautiful day, 57 degrees with some sunshine. Yes, that's cool, but it'll feel a lot warmer just because of the sun today. Rain returns pretty soggy Saturday before things start clearing out for us on Sunday. So there's some good news in there, Ellery. We'll be right back.